All right, Dan, tell us about your 4104.
Well, it's a 53. It's number 129. We purchased it in 79. Owned it, you know, all full time since. Been working on it for that many years. It's been restored, been remodeled since it's been restored, because it turned into an antique after I remodeled it. It's been kind of scary thinking about how old it is. We just got finished wipe newing it, put wipe new on it.
So let's show them how pretty the...
Right, it's a satin, you know, it's not the shiny stuff, but it done the aluminum a world of good.
The exterior is really nice. And the important thing with this is one of the early models, you've changed the rear airbag carriers from aluminum to steel, right?
We did, yes. And that's one thing I was warranted by the original owner of the charter company. He told me to watch out for 3 things, and that was one of them.
What were the other 2?
One was the fuel pump, carry left-handed fuel pump, because you can't come easily by them. I got to think about that third one now. It was the aluminum to steel carriers. We did that. We had to do that on the road.
How about not adjust your parking brake too tight?
Yeah, I've done that twice, burn them up, for sure. Well, it hasn't been out of the shop yet since we coated it. We're looking.
The skin is beautiful, and what's even better than the skin is he has the absolute nicest
the rear
window that you'll ever see in a 4104.
We got to point out the rubber. You know, the weather strip in it it's been store bought. You know, that raw material still exists. And it works. It doesn't leak. Cool.
Will you open the engine hatch for us here?
Yeah. Of course, Mr. Scott did the rebuild on this. A little light on the stuff.
How long has it been since we rebuilt it? 3 years? Hasn't been 4, has it?
Let me see. It's 16, 2 years, right? Yeah, 2016. The end of 2016.
Okay.
So it's 2 years and a half, right? It's only got probably 5,000 miles on it. Just maybe not even that. We redid the generator on it. It took the old generator off, put an alternator on it. It runs really well. Starts real quick. No smoke. The starter's fairly new. That went out on the last. Pull it up.
This is the brake that we were talking about.
That's the one.
He's caught it on fire. How many times?
Twice. The first time it burnt the output seal on the shaft of the transmission coming out. That was a bear to replace that. And then the second time, a trucker had caught me. He said I was smoking. But when you do the adjustment on them, there's got to be a lot of slop. I don't think it's applied right now. Let me see. Yeah, it's applied, but normally when it's not applied, you should be able to take this pair of shoes and flip them back and forth about an eighth of an inch. There's got to be quite a bit of play.
And then the Achilles heel. One of the Achilles heels of the 4104 that's happened to him is that rubber fan hub that holds that fan blade onto the hub has come off. And it's happened on my bus too, where the fan goes through the radiator. And you had that happen.
The fan went through the radiator twice, but on the same malfunction. I jury rigged it to try to get it back down into the LA basin, and it went out again the next day. But it's been running good since. It's something you got to check. There should be no play in the fan whatsoever.
Yeah, and I have a spare one of those if somebody ever needs it. I've got one.
I'm going to remember that. Watch your head, bud.
But this is probably the prettiest skin you'll see on a 4104. I mean, it's just anodized satin, just gorgeous. He used that wipe new product on it.
We're fortunate to own a 4104 that we were the first ones to take it east of the Colorado River. It was a West Coast bus, Pacific Greyhound Line. It was very pristine bus. There was no corrosion on it whatsoever. There still is very little.
You want to show us inside?
Yeah. Most of these are LED now. We're an LED on everything. A bunch of lights on, so you got the
Pretty much so. A stock driver area. It's just beautiful.
Oh, Scott, I gotta show you the LEDs we put on the dashboard. Check this out. They're on a dimmer, and there's 3 zones. There's one here across the switches that light up. I can turn it on and off. See it right here?
Yeah.
There's one up top that can go on and off. That one there. And then there's one on the floor right there.
Huh.
But I was never able to light it up at night, you know, the driver's compartment. That worked out nice. You got the rear camera.
You said
I'm just looking at the garage door right now, or I can look at the
other one's down at the tow hitch.
Oh, the engine door's up.
Oh, the bay door's open. Yeah.
The bay door's up.
I know one of my favorite things about your conversion here is this the up top cabinet. He made it at a 45. This is a real head knocker in everybody's bus.
I call it cutting corners.
Cutting corners. Let me step back here and get a little better shot of this, because man,
Don't get me in it. This is Sandy's new seat. She loves it. Got that nice sofa up front, sleeps too.
He's getting ready to take this on a trip from Florida to Alaska again. It'll be the second trip up to Alaska in this bus.
There's that little microwave.
I like that little microwave, yeah.
The big one's on the shelf right there. See if you can more. I did a swap. In fact, there's that timer I put in for get the hot water to the shower head. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is cool. So it diverts the water back to the freshwater tank after,
Yes.
for how long before it?
15 seconds. I had it plugged for 10, but it wasn't enough in cold water.
So for 15 seconds of the hot water running through the line, it diverts it back into the freshwater tank, and then it switches to the shower head.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting water waiting for hot water. That's a very neat feature.
The solenoid for that is in this closet here. You could push that back door open if you want. Show how it's. We've maintained that back entry. A lot of guys don't, but I got a set of steps there that'll go there too for it.
Yeah, I've been next to him at a campground.
This is all 12 volt here. It'll run on the bus battery.
Another corner cut.
There's one behind you too.
Probably why I didn't bang into it. Yeah.
The bedroom is Clearheart California redwood wood theme. And you walk through, the center portion was white oak, and then the front was clear red western cedar. Here's that solenoid. It's pretty slick. Here, I'll slip it on. Watch this. Solenoid's on right now. She's going through a 15-second run.
Huh.
The pump's not on, but you'll hear it click back up. But right now, 15 seconds, she'd be pushing water back to the freshwater tank. The guys on the board have it rigged, and I thought it was awesome because
Yeah, no,
you
waste that water,
Yeah,
and water's a precious resource when you're boondocking.
I don't do this for the video, but why not, right? This is going to Alaska. I hid it underneath the table. Little wood stove. The pressure washer.
That just fits.
That looks pretty good to put in the bus, you know?
Yeah.
I'd have to
I've
chimney
seen a lot of buses with wood stoves in them.
I'd have to chimney it.
But that's going to his property in Alaska. I like the knife storage mount in the wall. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, we moved that back too. That was faced out here. That's toaster oven. We're ready for the trip again, I hope.
And again, one more time, what year did you buy this bus?
1979 we bought it. It's a 53. We bought it from a charter company just outside of Los Angeles. We're the original personal owner for it. It went from Pacific Greyhounds to Able Charter to Dan and Sandy. We're the third owner, actually.
So tell me one of your favorite bus stories, an adventure that you had in the bus.
I like the one when we ran out of fuel in Texas on Interstate 10 because we didn't have a fuel gauge. and my wife, after I ran 3 DOT 5-gallon cans back and forth to the station, The wife got in a Jeep, was on tow bar, and she pushed me down the freeway, 30 miles to the next exit.
Because 15 gallons wasn't enough for it to
No,
still wouldn't run.
I couldn't even, it wasn't even primed, you know. And coming off the interstate at the exit that I knew about, a Texas highway patrolman come in behind the toad and with his lights running, and I shouldered it at the end of the ramp. And as he's walking up to the side door, of course I had a beard down on my belt line, my hair is real long down on my belt line and hippie looking, and I about knocked him over when I opened up the door, and he looked up there and he put his hand on his gun, unclipped it, and he asked me to step out. And he says, I got to cite you for towing that passenger in that vehicle there. I says, well, I'm not towing her, she's pushing me. That's when he got real irate. I told him, I said, feel the engines and you tell me what I'm doing. And he did, and he turned into my instant friend. Yeah. Escorted me to the station, and the bus didn't run right for the next 3 days, but we got it started.
So
that's my favorite.
Use the toad to push
that's
it.
My camp. That's my good campfire story.
Well, I like the story that involves the scuba tank too.
The one that gives us air that comes. Yeah.
Dan's got lots of good stories.
Well, you live in it and you run it for 30-something years.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful bus. I wish my area looks nothing like this, but this is just beautiful.
It's original. It just covered it with naugahyde, you know, the vinyl stuff.
It looks so nice.
Thank
you for the tour, sir.
Thank you for touring it.